A few years ago, in a glass conference room in London, I asked a team lead to draw his own process on the whiteboard. Not the company's process. His, the one he ran every single day. He stood there holding the marker. He was the best operator they had. 10 years on the job, and he could not draw it, because the process didn't live in the company. It lived in him. We flatter this with the word experience. Let me deflate it. A process that lives in a head is not a process. It is a habit with good PR. And it explains the year's strangest statistic. Gartner reports AI agents get roughly 70% of office tasks wrong. Not because the models are weak, because the tasks were never written down, the agents are walking into vibes. An Employees' Day tells the same story. In a 2026 survey of 1,000 workers, just 45% of the day went to productive tasks. The rest, searching, switching, chasing, reverse engineering processes that were never written down. Now, people here document your processes and smell bureaucracy. Wrong organ. Bureaucracy is a dead nervous system. Paperwork about work. A living process layer is the opposite. It's how the company senses, reacts, and remembers. Here's what happened when we excavated one invoice process. Day 1, we mapped it. 57 steps. Then we asked why 5 times at every step. Ghost steps confessed everywhere. Approvals for managers who'd left, checks for systems that no longer existed, printouts nobody read. By day 5, 3 steps were real. 54 were archaeology. The fix costs a pen. Print your brain. 1 page per process. What comes in, what you do, what goes out. Input, action, output. If the page takes more than a day to write, you found a process nobody actually understands, which is exactly the point. Because automation doesn't fail at the robot step. It fails at the writing down step. Code can't follow what culture can't describe. You can't automate a vibe. On the stack, process is the middle layer, the bridge between your data and your people. And writing it down is not the prerequisite for automation. It is the automation. The moment a process is on paper, half its waste is already dead. Zoom out 1 level. For a century, companies could afford to be inarticulate. Humans fill the gaps with charm and memory. Agents don't. The companies that win the next decade won't have the best models. They'll be the ones that can explain themselves. So grab a marker and a blank page, draw your own job first, input, action, output. If you can't, you've just met the most expensive vibe in your company.